What's up, folks? This is Savage. I'm here with Jay. We're about to start Wrestling with Savage. Make sure you're following us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow my man Jay on the gram. You can get all the details on the website, wrestlingwithsavage.com.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live at the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage. I'm here now live with Jay. Dave can't be here. Jay, how you doing, man? How's everything going on? How you recovering from last night, getting home all late from DYNAMITE and Rampage live?
All worth it from the excitement that I saw last night. All worth it. All worth it. Do it again.
All worth it, man. All worth it. Yeah, I would do it again in a heartbeat too. It wasn't that bad. Usually those days can be longer, but that arena actually made it a lot of fun. It was a cool
nice arena. I gotta say that UBS arena. Never been there. Nice, beautiful.
Very
they have
nice
a terrace out there.
They actually have two. They have two terraces. We only saw the one. We got to go check out the other one next time.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Dr. Martha Hart was watching from the skybox as the tournament honoring her late husband. Owen's legacy kicked off the show with a quarterfinal match, putting Ring of Honor and AAA Tag Team Champion Dax Harwood against Adam Cole as your opening match. And this is quite the opening match, to be honest. It was everything that you would think it would be between a match between guys like this who have their kind of careers. Right away, the match starts up with a lockup and a traditional collar and elbow tie-up. Cole backs Harwood into the turnbuckles. Cole then was taunting Harwood. You had a strong lockup and a wrist lock exchange. Harwood unloads 2 knife edge chops. And then Harwood uppercuts Cole. It was going back and forth. Cole with the kitchen sick. He transitioned into a ground and pound attack. Cole then hit a nasty neck breaker. Harwood unloaded a flurry of left jabs. He also unloaded 2 haymakers. Cole denied him, puts him in the sharpshooter. We have an inside cradle exchange, which was a really nice series between the guys. I mean, at that point, the match was already delivering beyond my expectations. Harwood sends Cole into the ropes. Cole kicks Harwood right in the face. After that, Cole sends Harwood ribs first into the steel ring post. And this was probably the spot that set the match in motion for the rest of the way. He hurt his ribs, so basically he couldn't compete out there the way he would normally be able to compete, especially when he later on put on the sharpshooter. You could see he couldn't get the full extension, and that gave Adam Cole the opportunity to take advantage, put him in his own sharpshooter, and just, pretty much tap him out. I mean, you're seeing a lot between these two guys. Harwood avoided the super kick. He hit the O'Connor roll. Cole was super kicking Harwood in the midair for a 2 count. That was a nasty spot. You had the rolling crucifix for the 2 count. Again, nasty spot. Harwood denied the Panama Sunrise, which I thought that's what he'd be going for in that match. But he surprised me in the end, going for the sharpshooter. Because you saw the pop that Harwood got when he put on the sharpshooter in the Owen Hart tournament. He got that huge baby face pop. Everybody wanted to see Adam Cole, baby, tap out. And that's not what we saw. Instead, we saw Adam Cole take all the heat, switch things up, and say, you know what, you want to put a sharpshooter on me? I'm going to not only put one on you, but I'm going to make you tap out to it. I'm going to get the win. I'm going to move on in this tournament. And it's just like, that's just the way it is because I'm Undisputed Elite. 4.5-star match. Really good match. There was also a good spot at the end of the match where Harwood, he got back in the ring just in the nick of time to avoid the 10 count. That was nice too. What did you think about the match after you saw it live?
I thought it was amazing to see Adam Cole again. And every time I see him, he just gets better and better. And this match was certainly the way you start off a show in Long Island. And it had everything you mentioned it. Harwood did that slingshot powerbomb, which I liked, and he did last week against Cash Wheeler. That's a nice move that I always like. Nice sequence on that. And Adam Cole did that brain buster to the knee on Harwood. I thought that was a great spot too. It had everything that what a wrestling match should be, and it started what a wrestling match should be. It ended it as well. And the only thing is, I hate the finish. You know, me being, I kind of, was going towards Dax Harwood with my personal feelings. So for me, I'm just kind of devastated. Like, damn, I really wanted Harwood. I love Adam Cole, but damn, Harwood's my guy. I couldn't agree with you more. I give it the same rating as you, 4.5 star. It had everything you could ask for and more. And both guys were selling great. Harwood was really selling on that leg.
Great job selling.
I could also say when he did that crossbody, that turnover crossbody on Cole, that was also a nice spot as well. So both guys did really great job here. 4.5, like you mentioned.
I watched the match again earlier today when I had the chance on the DVR, and I saw when he took that spot in the ring post. Man, it looked like he really hit his ribs. Now I don't know if he was selling it extra, or if he legitimately got.
I think he was selling it because if you notice, when he got that strong Irish whip to the turnbuckle, he kind of felt the same, just as you mentioned, and he kind of sold just kind of the same as well. So it looks
because
similar.
that steel corner is unforgiving, even if you nick it just by an inch.
But how is it? How is it with the pad? Is it still more devastating?
The pad is chill. The ropes hurt. The ropes probably hurt more than the pad. But that steel post, you ever bang your foot in the corner of your bed in the morning or something by accident?
Yeah.
Just an inch or two, not even a lot. And that shit hurts, right? You're like, fuck, that shit hurts. It really hurts.
Right.
So imagine now the steel post and, your ribs. Even if it's an inch or two, that momentum, because he went sliding in there. He could have maybe he even cracked the rib last night. We don't know. And guys like that, he's old school. So number one, he's not even going to talk about it. He's not going to say he's got a broken rib because he's not trying to lose a payday.
No, but, nothing was mentioned as of today. So I think everything all is well. I think just if we were to just even discuss this, it's basically mean that he's probably a great seller. So I give it a 4.5, just like you, man. Couldn't say better than how you put it in the beginning.
Yeah, it was a good match. The top moments for me from that match were Martha watching on was a welcome sight. She's welcome there anytime. Hardwood, like I said, that whole sell job, whether it was real or whether he was selling it, that was incredible. Just his performance. Right. They, they were trying to pay tribute to Owen and Brett with a couple of different spots, paying homage to the Hitman. There was a beautiful slingshot powerbomb by Hardwood that led to a great near fall as well. And, did you notice when Cole mocked Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music?
Yeah.
Which drew a lot of heat, And it was fun to see the Thunderface, the thunderous ovation for the sharpshooter by, the face of the match. Right. Hardwood, when he put on that sharpshooter, I didn't expect him to get a pop the way he got a pop. I knew he was going to get a pop, but people were going off for that shit. Right. I think everybody had a good time with this match. And, yeah, it did its job. Cole got a bunch of heat. Still dominant. Got the win. He's advancing in the tournament.
I think I lost you there, having some interference.
You got me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, cool. Nah, I was just saying that he got a lot of heat on this match, Adam Cole. So he's gonna go off in his career, and he's trying to be a top heel guy right now. He's trying to compete with MJF, maybe even for the most heat in the company. So we'll see how that goes.
All I'm gonna say is it's just nice to know that was Martha Hart, because we were just there up live, and I was like, who is this? This person is so important. Now it's good to watch it back and realize, that's Dr. Martha Hart. So
yeah.
Right.
And her kids were there too. Owen's kids were there.
Yeah, they were.
It's awesome. It's just awesome to know that you have them in the building. That means Owen. If there's a chance of Owen being anywhere that night, it's right there in that arena.
And
Yeah.
the match delivered.
A great way to pay tribute to the man for the opening match. Just a classic wrestling match. Not a lot of mumbo jumbo. Classic baby face. Classic heel situation. Great build up. Good storyline. These guys, it was good. It was a great way to start a professional wrestling match in 2022 on live TV. And I was glad and honored to be a part of it, just like I'm sure you were.
Awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah, awesome match to start the night off. After that, we had another hyped up match. They only had about a week to hype it up. You know, whenever they announce CM Punk, everyone's going to get hyped. And it's going to be against another local Long Islander named John Silver, who's, I believe, a member of the Dark Order. AEW World Champion Hangman Page was there to join the commentary team as his number one contender, CM Punk, battled John Silver, Long Island's own. Punk entered the UBS Arena in a New York Islanders jersey, only to reveal it was of John Tavares, who left the team to play with the Toronto Maple Leafs a few years back. A solid match that saw Punk dominate Silver, delivered a spirited comeback fueled by the cheers of his family, friends, and fans. Johnny failed to put Punk away with a tornado DDT. The straight-edge superstar put him away with a buckshot lariat and a direct message to Page. The match was a rarity in that Punk worked primarily heel. The first time we've seen him really do that in AEW. He was very clearly that guy in this match. He wanted to come out. He wanted to get the boos. He was antagonizing the crowd. He was antagonizing the crowd by beating down the hometown hero. And it was potentially a sign of things to come. Page downplayed the heelish attitude that, we saw in this promo last week. This will create an even hotter environment when May 29th shows up and we have, Double or Nothing. The match is just getting that much more heat each week. And I like that they haven't even had, no one has swung at anyone yet. It's just been words, signs, sign language, I guess you would say. And it's a great way to build up this whole thing. The match overall was good, but the tense stare down between rivals and the promo from Punk afterward is what really helped elevate the whole segment and bring it all together. Overall, I give this a 4-star because Punk said at Double or Nothing, whether you like it or not, you will shake my hand whether you are conscious or unconscious. Punk declared to Page after the match. It was a nice start, nice build-up, man, to Double or Nothing, and it gives John Silver a little bit of a rub, too, working with CM Punk. I'm sure it's going to help him sell some merch and get his name out there. And then, of course, Hangman, CM Punk, Double or Nothing. I'm excited for it. What was your take on the match? And honestly, straight up, who do you think's going to win between Punk and Hangman?
Trying to find the right words how to start this off. So I'm going to say that this is the absolute sign that I've been predicting for weeks on this show, that CM Punk will win the title off of Adam Page. It is time for a change. We need box office. We need to put seats up there, and this is it. We have finally seen it last night. And what better way to start it off with wearing a John Tavares jersey. I had to actually look it up. I did not know he was the first overall pick in 2009 for the New York Islanders. I didn't even know that. I'm not a fan of hockey, so I had to actually research it. And then he's spending 9 years there when he says, you know what, I got to get out of here. I got to take my talent to Toronto. So I thought that was a great way to start. But the match overall, it's nothing I've seen. It's just a jobber. I mean, there was nothing really interesting in this. Punk, with the rising knee into the short arm clothesline. I mean, we've seen this. There wasn't no high spots. Punk didn't really do much on the top. I mean, it was just basically mocking Page. There wasn't really no wrestling here. I gave it just a 1. Just the only reason that I didn't get that experience seeing it live. I felt the same way as I seen it when I watched it today. I just liked the intro of the wearing the jersey. I thought that was great, and I thought the end with him and Page with the stare down, that was great.
So you're grading that whole segment and match combined a 1?
Well, I'm grading the match a 1.
Forget the match.
I'm grading the match.
From the moment Hangman walked out. Hold on. I'm going to ask you the question now.
If you're match in it, then it's a 1.
No, you got to include everything. The presentation, the whole presentation of the storyline is Hangman,
and I'm
his
giving
friend
it a
John
1.
Silver, CM Punk coming out, getting the
That's
heat,
not his friend.
getting the win, and then cutting
That's a
another
jobber.
promo on. Yeah, but the whole point of the match is to build up the heat between CM Punk and John Silver, right?
I'll give it a 1.
And then to build up the heat between CM Punk and Hangman Adam Page, which is a match coming up on the 29th.
I'm grading it a 1. That's what it's in my book. That match
If
is
I had to
nothing
grade-
as something I've never seen. I've seen that already.
If I had to grade just the match would get a 2 for me because it was still a clean match, and I like that he finished it with the buckshot lariat. That sends the message to Hangman. Now, if I'm grading the whole segment, everything, then I give it a 4, the whole thing, because it did the job and it got heat for that match.
1 star.
I liked it. I had fun with it. CM Punk's always fun to see live.
I'm glad
After
you
that,
did.
we had a match with Danhausen versus Tony Nese. And I kind of lost my voice during this match because I decided to boo Danhausen. And
I was actually surprised.
by the time I was done booing him, the match was over. Danhausen's in-ring debut was a joke, and he lost to the running knee to the face in mere seconds. Smart Mark Sterling stirred the pot, urging Nese to further punish the very nice, very evil, somehow, someway fan favorite, Danhausen. That brought out Hook, who sent the heel scurrying before shaking hands with the curse-dealing Danhausen to close the segment. This was harmless in that Nese winning put heat on him while providing fans the moment they really wanted, supposedly. Not the moment I wanted, though. Just the moment that apparently everybody else wants. I don't understand why they want it, but they want it, and they're really going for it. The real question then to me is this on-screen pairing between Hook and Danhausen, is this something the company's going to continue to revisit whenever they just want to make the fans happy, or is this going to be like a long-term thing? I want it to go away. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. Keep Danhausen on dark and, doing silly little things. He can't wrestle, I don't think. I don't know. At least if he can, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. But I am impressed that AEW picked a solid dance partner for Hook. I feel like eventually we're going to see Hook and Nese, and I feel like that match is going to deliver whenever it happens. Overall, I give this whole segment, I give it like a 1.5. I was happy. I'm only giving it a 1.5 because I'm glad to see Danhausen lose. But Tony Nese at the same time looked incredible. So if you're trying to build a star, I mean, at the end of the day, a jobber is a jobber, right? Whether it's Danhausen or another guy. So Nese came out there, still did his thing, kicked this guy's ass, got the dub, and, the handshake between Danhausen and Hook defined this segment, unfortunately. Instead of, Tony Nese really looking good, we're going to remember this as Danhausen shaking Hook's hand. What are you rating it, and what do you think of all this nonsense?
I'm going to start off that saying you lost your mind when you decided to lose your voice during the segment. I even said you lost your mind.
Yeah.
Really? This was a mere second squash. We all knew this was going to happen. My worst nightmare has become a reality. A rising star like Hook is now going into silly joke lines. He might as well be partnered next with Orange Cassidy and being part of Best Friends.
It's possible.
This is just horrible. It's just half a star just because Hook is out there. But goddamn, my worst nightmare has become a reality. Now I realize that Tony Khan just thinks about the money because this is all about selling merch.
Well,
and I wouldn't be surprised. Hold on.
No, take your time. Take your time.
Surprised that next week.
Take your time.
I wouldn't be surprised that next week they come out with a Hook Danhausen shirt. I bet you it will be just that. And if that's the case, then it's just about the money. It's just crazy. Why? Let's put the undefeated rising star with the #1 merch seller in our company, and we can make tons of money. I give it half a star. I never liked this idea. I've mentioned this in previous episodes. Just horrible way to use a star. You could just use him in many. Why not have a straight up match with Nese? Why have clowns interfere? So half a star.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you on the rating on this one at all.
Even bad live. Bad.
All I'm going to say is that, AEW first started and they were all about wrestling and not sports entertainers and this and that. Certainly looks like times have changed. And, they're leaning towards more of the entertainment side than the wrestling side sometimes. And Dan Houser's proof of that. After this, we actually went into a segment that matters. We went into a segment that all of UBS Arena appreciated because it involved a certain Long Islander who's pretty popular nowadays. And his name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. We had the contract signing for Wardlow versus MJF at Double or Nothing. And before the match started earlier in the night, Jay almost got run over by MJF's mom. And then she actually stopped her car.
I did.
And said, what'd she say to you? Because I didn't hear.
I had that meet and greet MJF blood variant shirt. And you remember the last show we were at in Queens in Grand Slam. What was it, Arthur Ashe?
Yeah.
We were right there next. We were literally right next to them.
Oh, I was having. I had a conversation with her, full blown.
Yeah, you had a conversation, and you were there, everything, and the cameras were all there on us and everything. This lady just stopped. I crossed the highway. Remember, just going in there, and she literally stopped. She's just like, "Hey, let me see your shirt." I was like, "Who the hell is saying this?" So I'm going, "What is this?" I was like, Savage, that's MJF's mom, man. We were just there. This is crazy.
Well, I was worried about you getting hit by a car, man.
Yeah, I know. And she stopped me. That's crazy. She was literally stopped me. She stopped, I was like, what the hell? She loved that. I guess the shirt I wore, it was just crazy. I was just like,
so far that's...
I even looked at you. I was like, Savage.
That's two shows in a row that we've run in with her.
Two shows.
So the third time is going to be the charm. Because the third time, we're getting a video.
I got to be on TV the next time.
We're getting a video.
That's crazy.
We're going to do an interview. We'll call your boy, bro. We'll call your boy, the cameraman that you met yesterday. And he can record the whole thing, man.
Shout out.
We'll buy him a Coca-Cola and give him a 20. We just need him to film for 5 minutes. All right, we'll buy you some chips too, pizza, maybe some buffalo wings with honey mustard. He said he was going to follow on Watch tonight. But anyway, let's get right into the segment, baby. MJF returned home enjoying a thunderous ovation as he made his way to the ring for the contract signing ahead of his much-anticipated match against Wardlow. Long Island's favorite son basked in his own glory. The Salt of the Earth revealed the conditions for his impending match with the War Dog. Wardlow must undergo 10 lashings with a leather strap at the hands of MJF and defeat Sean Spears in a steel cage match with the scarf-wearing heel as a special guest referee. After several minutes of antagonizing by MJF, Wardlow suckered the overconfident heel into having his handcuffs removed. I also want to mention that before this match started, the audience members of the UBS Arena were lucky enough to witness signage in the screen and the Titantrons of saying, "Boo Wardlow. Boo Wardlow," which I'm sure nobody on TV saw. They were really... MJF did a fantastic job.
They actually played it. Hold on, Savage.
It was on TV?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one again. I didn't need to. I remember everything from that segment. They actually showed that.
Yeah, they showed him coming down with handcuffs, and they had the sign in the back.
Boo Wardlow?
Boo Wardlow.
That's great, man. Anyway, the promo with Taz and Chris Jericho starting off and saying, wait, I'm not doing a promo for MJF. Not after everything we've been... Wait, how much is he paying? Okay. MJF is the greatest wrestler in AEW. It was perfection. That Dark Side of the Ring promo that they put together was brilliant. That was actually the best part of the entire segment, in my opinion. Throwing in Barry Horowitz, throwing in Jake the Snake Roberts, Taz, the subtle touch with Jericho's commentary and narrating. It was probably
Jake was funny.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that might have been AEW's best work ever for a heel promo trailer.
You said Wardlow screwed it up. Gave the ring to the wrong guy. I was laughing so hard, man.
It was great. Somehow,
Jake is classic.
The whole thing was classic. Wardlow basically got to sucker them into taking off his handcuffs. This proceeded to wreak havoc by destroying security yet again. MJF narrowly escaped his wrath, but smart Mark Sterling did not, eating a powerbomb through a table to close out the segment. MJF's popularity on Long Island is almost astonishing. This guy is a detestable heel everywhere else, but to see him earn such a positive reaction, even as he's continued to do the same despicable things he always does, it's amazing to watch that such a heel like this can show you what it's like to be a hometown hero. He can go everywhere else in the world and be a bad guy, get booed, get spit on, curse at fans. Their fans are coming to meet this guy. They're giving him $100 for a toy, and he's cursing at them. He's making fun of them. He is staying true to form 24/7. The only thing he hasn't earned yet is gold. That's the only thing he hasn't earned, because he's earned my respect. He's earned the respect of a lot of wrestling fans. This guy's got a big following right now, and it's just getting started. And the moment he puts some gold on his waist, he will be certifiable. And he will be ready for WWE to pay a lot of money. I think that's the only thing holding him back from a big cash offer from WWE. If he doesn't have belts around his waist by 2024, WWE's offer is not, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because he brought it up last night. He said, oh, you guys don't want to talk about 2024? Oh, don't worry, the guy in the back doesn't either. So he's obviously throwing subtle hints out there to Tony, to management, to WWE. He's letting everybody know 2024, I'm a free agent. And if you want my services, you got to pay for it. Now, in my opinion, I don't think he's granted money yet. Because like I said, the only thing he hasn't earned is gold. He needs to win gold. If he wants big boy money, he's got to do big boy things. And unfortunately, in my book, the Dynamite Diamond Ring isn't enough. He needs championship gold. So my point is, by 2024, if MJF is still not world champion, he's never going to be world champion. What do you think about that statement?
Well, is that the rest of your take on the whole segment here?
No, I have like two more lines, but I just wanted to hear real quick what you think about that statement right there. Like, because that's what I believe. I think he needs to win soon.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think you have to look at as a more different generation of wrestlers and upcoming millennial generation and social media. You have to put all those factors in. You could be great at just holding a microphone and not even wrestling. If you really think about it, MJF has not had a lot of matches. So just being great on a mic can just prove that how much people are really interested in you. I'm not saying he can't wrestle, but I'm just saying, like, you could just be good at one thing and you could just get paid the big bucks. And, you know, I don't even think it's about having gold or like having some sort of standard that you must create in order to get big bucks, you know. It's just what you can deliver, and he's been delivering every week. And, you know, I'm not saying he's the only reason AEW is because of MJF. There's definitely other pillars, you know. And we'll talk about the other pillar later on. But, you know, he is part of that pillar that made that company. So do I think you could get big bucks without having any gold? Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole different generation than it was, you know, as us growing up, you know, like Austin, Flair, Hogan, you know? It's a lot different now.
My point is, if you want to be considered like one of the GOATs and get paid like one of the GOATs, you got to do GOAT things. And it's funny that you mentioned that we got to see him wrestle, because I was actually having a conversation with someone on a Facebook post earlier today. And they were talking about MJF, and I basically said, I don't think WWE is willing to give him big money just off him talking just yet, because we really don't know how much money he's making, how much money he's pulling in, and we don't know if he can go as far as like a WWE schedule. WWE schedule compared to AEW is night and day. They're on the road 260 days a year, and they're supposed to be in the ring 260 days a year. So MJF hasn't done that yet. To me, to say to you that WWE is going to give him that money without knowing that he can go at least one tour without getting hurt, it's not going to happen, bro. Especially not with their micro. Now, Tony Khan might pay the money, but I can't see Vince paying money until A, he's bringing gold to the company, or he's going to come on for like a sign-on bonus and then prove his worth.
I see different. I think Vince will definitely pay big money, especially an AEW guy that was build up that company. Are you kidding me? He definitely would pay big money for this guy.
But not the money that he's talking about. He's talking about getting paid more than like The Rock. Nah. He's in La La Land, and so are you if you think that's real.
It's not over. It's not double digits. It's not that realistic, you know.
That's what I'm talking about. This kid's saying, and there's people defending him.
2-3 mil.
Whatever, yeah, that's a reasonable number. But my point is, there's people online that are saying that they should pay this kid more than The Rock, more than Cena, more. Like, these people are trolling, bro. Like, let's be real.
Everybody got their own, you know.
Dude,
it's a whole,
you got people that aren't making the money they should be making right now, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole different generation.
John Cena doesn't even get paid what he should get paid, bro.
Hey, I bet you there was a time when Cesaro did the swing and he was getting paid big time when he did that move at that moment. You know, I bet you he was getting big money. It's likewise. You could be good at one thing, like I mentioned.
I just want to see this kid get some gold, though. He deserves to get some gold. He deserves to be a fucking GOAT. He's awesome every time I've seen him wrestle.
What I read today was that when he said that line where you mentioned, what was it? What do you got here? The 2024. You don't want me to talk about 2024 either, but there's a guy in the back. I read today that he's still frustrated.
Oh yeah, I read that
with this guy in the back. And you know, if the people out there don't know how it all started, you know, it just basically he was on an interview and he was talking about how he's going to be a free agent and I should get paid this big bucks and stuff like that. And you know, the next day or that same day, if you heard it was going to be bad, you know, you can't do that, but. You know, now they're using every other excuse to cover it up. But it seems like, well, you and I, seeing it live, this is the most probably controversial promo, probably one of the great promo we saw.
Oh, it was a 5-star segment, man. It was a 5-star segment.
There was the part he said, Warlord, you did back in the day to my friend, the American roller coaster Cody Rhodes, I'm gonna get revenge on you. That was pretty cool. Like, yeah, he's trying to vengeance his you know, best friend Cody Rhodes. I thought that was a great pop. You know, we were there. I
didn't bring that up specifically because I knew you were gonna bring that up.
I thought it was crazy.
I knew you would mention it. I was like,
whoa. I was like, whoa. You were like, whoa. We looked at each other like, wow.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That's why, man. But listen, at the end of the day, MJF pointing out that the fans sitting high up in the arena were poor, and he's still getting a pop, it's hilarious. It's good stuff, man. I like the fact that they were revisiting Shawn Spears' Perfect 10 gimmick from NXT. Like, they did so many different things for so many different people in one segment. You built up MJF, you built up Spears, you built up Wardlow. You're building MJF to be the perfect heel. You're building Wardlow to be the perfect face. You're building Shawn Spears to be that perfect betrayal. You know, one day he's going to eventually betray him. There's so many angles there. They're building a good storyline. They're telling a good story. Overall, like I said, 5-star segment. It's the best story being told in all of wrestling today. I agree with that. I don't think that's an overstatement. I can't tell you one other story that's even... The only other story that's even remotely close, and it's only close because I love Cody Rhodes. His storyline. I can't wait to see how his ending is going to be. But it's not comparable to the MJF storyline. The MJF storyline is just better told. It's told better, it's new, it's fresh. We've seen Cody.
Well, I don't want to get into that Cody storyline. I am not interested. But this promo was really great. I agree, 5 stars. I mean, it had everything you could even ask for. You know, he even said, Warlord, I don't know why you smiling. You 0-2 in steel matches, you dipshit. I thought that was pretty fucking funny.
That was clever.
I was laughing up in there. I was like, wow,
it's funny that you could see that this is a little inspired by Batista's feud with Triple H.
But just see him, like, because I believe last time...
They're putting their own spin on it, you know?
The last time, I don't know about you, but the last time, saw MGF was when he wrestled Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
So for him to actually be in this type of particular segment promo, I just thought it was great. And it was his hometown, so it couldn't be better, man. It was just beautiful. 5-star.
But doesn't it bother you a little bit that we don't get to see him wrestle that much, though?
Like I said, what I said earlier about my case, you could just be good at one thing, and I'm telling you, you get paid the big bucks. Like let me tell you this. Let me ask you this question: when the Young Bucks and Cody were free agents, right? When the New Japan contract was over, and we didn't know about AEW because they said they had this big secret New Year's Eve or whatnot. Like, do you really think? And then WWE was interested in all them. Do you really think that the Young Bucks, just eliminating Cody, do you think the Young Bucks deserve? They wanted big. They were going to get big money, and they were going to give creative control when they went down to NXT. You think they deserved all that?
For NXT, maybe, but not WWE main roster.
But that's the type of money they were going to get. They were going to get roster money for NXT. And
we don't know that 100%.
We don't know.
We don't know that 100%.
That was what was thrown. It was.
Yeah,
you can look it up.
but they throw a lot of things.
I don't think they deserve that. I'm just saying I don't think they deserve that. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I'll say is
they're
this:
a great tag team, but I don't think they deserve that.
No,
big bucks.
They didn't deserve the big bucks. They deserved maybe a little more money than your typical recruit coming in because they're not recruits. They've done the work. They've toured. They've done the indies. They went to New Japan and dominated. So yeah, they're granted and warranted some money. They're not. They shouldn't be warranted superstar money just because of that whole New Japan thing. No, you got to come to NXT. You get some money. You get a sign-on bonus. Put in the work. You sell merch, you do your thing, you'll be on the main roster within a year. It's that simple. It's not complicated.
I'm just saying, like, a tag team, I'm not saying the Young Bucks don't deserve money, granted. But you see, we're basing it off on certain accomplishments.
Let's be real. Listen, Jay, I gotta be real with you.
It's just based on certain things.
I gotta be real with you.
Let's say
you don't want to listen.
Wait, hold on. Let's say I'm a wrestler, right? Like, I'm not the greatest wrestler. I'm pretty popular, but I'm not great at wrestling. I'm not great on the mic, but I sell a lot of merch. You don't think WWE will pay me a lot of money just because knowing that, okay, he could talk okay, but hey, he's selling a lot of merch. Isn't that what we're seeing from Danhausen?
If you're selling merch, yes. If you're selling merch, yes. Unfortunately, yes. But only if you're selling merch. But unfortunately, not everybody just sells merch like that. If that was the case, we wouldn't have all these releases. What I'll say, I just want to say two things before I move on to the next segment. One, we hear a lot of things on the wrestling, especially ever since the dirt sheets were invented, ever since the internet, social media, all this shit. Now it's more than ever, all-time high. 90% of the stuff that is spit into the wrestling community are lies, most of the time. Created just for people to talk. No, I'm talking about... I'm just saying in general, like what we hear about wrestlers... People taking money, like the Young Bucks getting offers from WWE, this stuff. Let me tell you something. In my honest opinion, if the Young Bucks got a real good offer from WWE, they probably would have took it, okay? They didn't get a good offer from WWE. No. You don't know what offer they got.
Did.
No,
they did.
I don't
they all did. Look it up.
Kenny, I know Kenny did. Kenny got a good offer.
They all did. Even Hangman, they all did. They all wanted them.
It wasn't for what they wanted. They wanted more.
Hangman was gonna get roster money, but he was gonna be the top star in NXT. He was gonna get roster money, not NXT money. Roster money.
Yeah, but minimum roster money.
We don't know.
I know. They don't. Vince McMahon has a strict policy. Like I said, listen, somebody can come into NXT and get main roster money, but it's minimum main roster money. It's not like anything crazy, bro.
My view is just the way I see it. That's all. We have different views on it. That's all.
Maybe. I don't know. After that, we had another match with FTW Championship on the line. You had Jungle Boy versus Absolute Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks would successfully defend the FTW Championship for the 8th time. against Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is pretty impressive. I saw the match again tonight on the DVR just to watch it one more time to refresh. He's smooth in the ring. I didn't see him make too many mistakes. I like the fact that he's confident enough to go for these crazy sequences. He does some shit where he'll bounce off the rope, jump it. He does like 4 or 5 things in a row, and he's doing it well, not messing up. My favorite part of the match was watching Christian come out and wondering whether or not Christian was going to turn on his ass, because that's what I feel is coming with that. Overall, Starks dominated the match for the most part. Taz did a good job of putting him over. Keith Lee and Strickland ended up coming out. It sets up a 3-way at the pay-per-view. Jungle Boys' loss continue. And to me, it's setting the stage for betrayal at the hands of Christian Cage, who's obviously very frustrated. Frustrated mentor, you know. This segment accomplished and delivered a solid match in the process. And there was some valuable segments that, you know, this is something that AEW does well. They build like 2 or 3 storylines within one match. So you have the whole Team Taz thing, you have Jungle Boy, and then you have Jungle Boy and Christian. Like, there's all these different dynamics in one match. It was a good match. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I didn't see these guys make too many mistakes. Ricky Starks hit a nice spear out of nowhere that I thought was pretty good. He showed good momentum, good speed, good power on that. I liked it. I thought 3.5, nothing more. What'd you think?
Nothing new I've seen here. Seen them wrestle before on previous shows on AEW. So there's nothing new to me. You know, they taunted each other well with wrestling and showing one could outdo the other. Pretty cool. I didn't know Ricky Starks had some wrestling ability from what I seen, but he did, you know, like you mentioned, nice spear. He did that rose elbow and he just picked you up and basically tossed you, so that was pretty cool. I don't like interferences, you know, everybody started coming out. Keith Lee, Hobbs, you know, setting up that whole tag team, and as you mentioned, setting up Christian turning against Jungle Boy. I do see him turning possibly when there's a tag team, maybe at a Double or Nothing and tag team titles on the line. It's looking like a triple threat for the belts, but I don't know why we're including Keith Lee and Swerve. I don't really see them winning. I kind of see, after seeing this whole thing on TV, I kind of see Ricky Starks and Hobbs winning the tag team titles and Christian betraying Jungle Boy.
That's a big possibility. Yeah, I don't know why they're getting these guys involved. Probably just.
I don't know why Keith Lee and Swerve involved. They look kind of, to me, it looked like when I saw Swerve first, and he was to blame for the interference. He looked like lost. Like he didn't look like he needed to belong there. If you didn't, I don't know how it'd be if you felt the same, but it looked like we didn't need him there.
Well, and then it looked a little awkward for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna deny that.
I'll be honest. I wasn't cool with everybody coming out, even Hobbs. But I would have been fine with just Hobbs coming out for starts, and that's it. Like, we'll end it like that. We'll tease. You know, Luchasaurus comes out with Christian, of course, but we'll tease it and leave it like that. I would have been cool with that.
I feel like they're shitting on Luchasaurus, because if you notice this T-shirt I have, Jungle Boy's up here by himself. There's no Luchasaurus on this shirt at all. Mm-hmm. I just noticed that today.
You know, that's another conversation we could have, but as of now, you know, I think it's time for you know, Jungle Boy to go solo. I think after Double or Nothing, you know, after that betrayal will happen, because it looks like it's gonna happen. I think he should just stay solo after Christian. Like, just go solo run.
He's obviously the star right now out of the two. He's the more fan favorite for sure. I think without a doubt. I think Luchasaurus was more popular when AEW first started, because he looked so fucking cool. But over the course of the 3 years, you've seen Jungle Boy shine in some big time spots and matches. So it's like, it's hard to deny his star power. Plus, he's also Luke Perry's son, so you know he's gonna already have a following just from that.
And I can't picture AEW champion Luchasaurus. I don't know. It doesn't.
It's a little too cheesy, right? It's not official.
Come watch AEW, our champion, AEW champion Luchasaurus tonight. I don't know. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna have a gimmick change. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're squashing it.
Hopefully.
He's a good big man. They should give him just a good strong big man gimmick. We'll see what happens with that. Our next segment was the Jericho Appreciation Society victory speech. It was always cool to listen to Jericho come out. The people weren't singing his song as loud as I've heard it in the past, but it was still loud. He still has a couple of fans in the house. The self-proclaimed victory speech was interrupted early as the Blackpool Combat Club's Jon Moxley would come out first, followed by Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta, and of course, Sir William Regal. They made their way to the ring. Unimpressed by the dangerous trio, Chris Jericho pointed out the numbers are 5-on-3 guys, and then of course, cue Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. All of a sudden, it's a 6-on-5. They popped out of nowhere, hopped on the apron. A brawl ensued. A quick beatdown of the heels followed. Regal dropped Jericho with a left hand that sent him packing. And they all started running out of the ring. It was an interesting segment, but not necessarily for all the right reasons. It was great to see the Black Combat Club interrupt and raise their profile again. But other than that, I just like, is this just another filler match? Let's just take Eddie, let's take Ortiz, Santana. We don't have nothing for them, so let's just make this huge 5-on-5 match now, or whatever it's going to be. I don't know, man. Overall, I gave it a 2.5. The top moments were when Jericho said, I was born right down the road in Manhasset, but I moved away pretty quickly because this place sucks. Jericho said after reminding the fans in Long Island that he is a native son. Regal laying Jericho out was not only a great moment for the future Hall of Famer, but also one that called back to their fun rivalry from 2001. So it's nice to just see them in the ring. Brings you back to the Attitude Era just a little bit, or post-Attitude Era, whatever you want to call it. All of a sudden now, there's a lot of talk about the whole three-way trios championship that's coming according to Tony Khan. I don't know if this has something to do with it. Maybe there's going to be, like I said, multiple factions competing. 2.5. I don't know. Whatever. Nothing. I wasn't crazy about it. You had fun with this?
No. I'm going to give it 1 star. And I like the fact that Jericho's like, oh, you don't like, this place is a dump. If you don't like it, I'll throw a fireball at you because I'm a wizard. I thought that was funny. Even when it was live, it was just awesome. It was just a funny line.
Jericho's cool. Jericho's the only thing that made that promo savable.
But I still give it a 1. It's not going to change the fact this was unnecessary. We can all kind of see where this is going now. I don't like Moxley, but I would have been fine with Moxley and the rest of Blackpool coming out just for this segment. But obviously, you're going to add Santana, Ortiz, and everybody else coming along. And now it's just a whole gang up of basically beating down Jericho Appreciation Society. But we kind of all see where this is headed. This is all heading to blood and guts. So we just got to see where it goes. I think the announcement's going to happen when Regal and Jericho go face-to-face next Wednesday on Dynamite. I think it's going to set up AEW's Blood and Guts. We just got to see what kind of other members Jericho can get. He's still a little short-handed as he outnumbered. But I love the part when Regal punched Jericho. But as you see, I know we saw it live and we were going crazy. I was like, "Whoa, that was awesome." And we actually caught it. But when you rewatch it, just like I did, Regal was literally waiting for Jericho to get up. So that's also kind of telling me an indication like, wait a minute, this guy doesn't really need to do this, but he's actually looking for Jericho and he's waiting for him to get up after taking monstrous hits from Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. And when he finally gets him up, he hits him with that one hitter, and that was it. As you see, everybody started backing off. So I believe with that particular scene right there, that scenario, that whole segment is just setting up this blood and guts that we'll see next Wednesday, I believe. So I give it a 1. I give it a 1.
Yeah, and I can't argue.
I don't like all interferences and all that.
No,
it's unnecessary. It could have been done differently.
It's sloppy. It's sloppy. When you get that many guys in the ring, it's sloppy, bro.
What I'm saying is, it could have been done differently. That's all I'm saying.
Could have been done better. Yeah, you had the guys all over the whole arena.
It could have been done differently. Could have introduced people little here and there, not just throw everybody. One guy's music hit, and then another guy's music hit. You know, and I know we're fast tracking here, but just to go back, when Hook came out for Denhausen, you know what I didn't like? I didn't like that Hook's music. We needed to hear Hook's music. We didn't need to hear it. I would have just been fine with the running. Why do we need to hear this music? Let's just see Hook running.
That's just the way it is, man.
There.
That's just the way it is, man. Unfortunately, what I would have liked to see from this is they have a 6-on-5 opportunity. That's 11 guys. There's a lot of bodies. Do something unique. How many different entrances do we have in the arena? Send 2 guys to every entrance and the fight sprawls out throughout the whole arena. And you have guys fighting in the crowd all over the whole building for like 4 minutes, whatever it is. And then we go into the next, it sprawls into the locker room and then we go off camera. Do something different, not the same shit every week, man. Take advantage of your environments. Take advantage of your backstage. Do something. We don't really see a lot of, the last time I remember seeing some backstage shit was when Sammy got hit with a forklift. And I think that was at a big ass fucking building. It wasn't even an arena. It was like a, Super Bowl shit.
If you watch any WWF playbacks like I do, and I know you do because you're a huge fan like me, you'll notice there was no music coming out if Psycho Sid interfered, in Hogan's match. There was nothing. You never hear his music. You never heard Michaels coming out.
Even though Ultimate Warrior came back and his music didn't hit.
Like that. No. It was nothing like it. It was just a bunch of running. Like I said, I would have changed certain ratings earlier, but that also is a buzzkill for me, man. I don't need to hear the music. Just come and save.
I don't blame you, man. After that, we have another match for the Owen Hart Foundation, but this time it's for the women's tournament quarterfinal, and we have Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. I watched this match back again to really get a good idea of what happened here, because I believe we had to take a little break during this match. I needed a drink. Maybe you watched. I know I went and got soda, and I came back. I saw the last half of the match. So I rewatched it on the DVR, and it was a great match, actually. I gave it a 3-star. It's not like an excellent match, but it was a great match. The girls fought, they competed, they battled, they hit hard, they hit their spots. So my only complaint is that the pile driver at the end for the finish was just a little too fastly executed. It could have been done maybe a second slower, just to give it a little more oomph to it. It looked a little sloppy, but it still got the job done. She got the win. What are you gonna do? It wasn't crazy, man. They apparently a lot of people were looking forward to this match. I wasn't too excited about this match. But I heard the buzz online. People were like, "Oh, this match is gonna be awesome." I know Toni Storm is awesome. Jamie Hayter, I just started really getting into the last couple of weeks. She's good. She's definitely got a future. They both got a bright future. But what'd you think of this match? Did you think it lived up to the hype? I don't know where the hype was, but
I was just gonna say I'm really glad that I stepped out for this match to use the restroom, because that's what I kind of thought about this match. I don't know, Savage. Is it me or Toni Storm's work in the ring is worse in AEW, but when she was with WWE, it was so great and it was so smooth. I don't know. I could agree with you on that Sub-Zero, her pile driver that you mentioned at the end, of how sloppy that was. But, when I look back at it, I don't even think it was even that sloppy. I think that's how it was, but it didn't look nothing. Doesn't look right. I didn't really see anything great. I saw like a nice tornado DDT inside the ring at Toni Storm. Then she followed it up with a tornado DDT on the outside. There was also that move that Jamie Hayter once again suppressed me, I gotta say. But nothing new she's done. She did the snap suplex on the outside. That was a nice spot.
The Duranagi on the ring apron was probably the best move of the match.
Yeah. And that, she did that manhandle slam on the ring apron. But besides that, I really was a Toni Storm fan. I don't know about you, but I was a huge Toni Storm fan in NXT UK. And then they ran into WWE. I was happy, but then she left. Now she comes here, and I just feel her work is not as smooth as I've seen it before. I feel like
don't forget, on NXT, you're watching her probably all the time. She had more camera.
Well, she was on SmackDown, so there's no excuse. She was on SmackDown, so there's no excuse. She was on TV for more than once. She was even in a storyline with Charlotte Flair. So she had her share of battles. You've been on TV, so it's just I feel like she lost a step. And like I said, I was a huge fan, but now I'm just seeing this. This is the second time I see the match, and now I see it live, and just seeing it live, I feel the same. So I'm gonna give this just 1.5 star, just because I think Jamie Hayter once again impressed me. I think she's a real underrated woman in the roster that they have, and I think she should be utilized more. You know, maybe if she was out of the storyline with Britt and just be her own, but you know, with Britt, I think it's giving her confidence. So I like where it's going. Like I said, I was impressed second time, so I'll give it that. I'll leave it as that 1.5.
As far as AEW goes, I feel like this was probably her best match so far in AEW. It was a physical back and forth match. You saw Storm fight her way back with a series of German suplexes that all look nice. She countered Hayter's offensive into a Storm Zero for the hard-fought victory. And it was a clever finish because you had Hayter rolling out of a backslide and then right into the Storm Zero. The only thing that, like I said, the Storm Zero looked, I'm not going to say sloppy anymore, I'll just say it looked a little rushed. If she would have took a little more time, it would have looked a little nicer, man. But it was still a nice exclamation point to a good, hard-fought, physical, and that's why I'm giving it a 3-star, because the girls both had intensity, and they were both physical. So for that, I give them 3 stars for their efforts. After that, we had the main event. The main event, folks. Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament Qualifier, quarterfinal. Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy. And from the moment it was announced, fans were obviously very hyped for this match because you have the whole dynamic between fan and legend. Fan is now a wrestler. He's going to fight his legend hero. It did live up to the expectations, though, because there was some crazy shit in this match that I didn't expect to see. Jeff Hardy going off that, top rope onto the steel staircase was fucking crazy. That bump Darby took off the ladder through the chairs. You even see, when I watched it back at the crib, you see Jeff Hardy really stand up to, make sure this kid doesn't die. Because that kid's nuts. Darby's fucking crazy, bro. And this match was exactly what I thought. Damn psychology. Hardy and Allin threw all caution to the wind. And it was, one of the most inspiring moments anyone will see in wrestling probably this year. That bump that Darby went for was going to be hard to compete with. It was high. It was a very high height, not a lot of protection. Only Jeff Hardy and steel chairs breaking your fall. You know what I mean? That spot was good, man. I gave the match a 4-star. I can't give it a 5 because at the end of the day, it wasn't really a wrestling match. They were outside beating the shit out of each other nonstop. Ladders, chairs involved. It was like a spot fest, basically, between two popular wrestlers. Darby's got his following. Jeff has his following. As normal, they were both putting their bodies on the line for the entertainment of us, the audience, the fans. And then, of course, Jeff Hardy goes on to win. And by doing this, he ensures that he's the only guy left in the tournament who actually wrestled Owen Hart. So that's something to think about. He's the only one out of everybody. My pick is still Samoa Joe to win this tournament, but I think they're going to end up screwing Joe out of this tournament to keep that whole storyline going with him and, all the people that he's fighting with, Jay Lethal, the manager, Singh, all that bullshit. So they're probably going to screw Samoa Joe. So I don't know. Jeff Hardy might be my favorite to win this whole thing. I gave the match a 4-star. The damned spot was definitely Allin delivering that, swanton, senton bomb, whatever. That was crazy. I saw it live. You saw it live. It was hot. What'd you think?
Yeah, that spot was hot, but it's not going to change the fact that Jeff Hardy's still slow and then out of shape in the ring. I seen it live. Maybe you not see it because of the great spot, as you mentioned before, and some other great spots.
I excused him just for taking that bump on the staircase.
I saw a man that was trying to set up a steel step, and he looked like he was just out of breath. He was out of shape, and I just seen it as I rewatched it and live. So it's still not going to change the fact that, I think it's time for him to just hang it up. But I can't believe I say this. I'm going to rate this match a 3-star. Just because based on that fact of what I thought of Jeff Hardy, he looked kind of sluggish. He looked kind of sloppy a little bit. Darby Allin started this match the way you got to start with energy, and I got to give it to props. This was all a Darby Allin match. All those 8 chairs he set up, the ladder. You know, Jeff has some input. They both set it up real nice, but I think Darby really had control of this match. I think this was his style. I think he knew what he was doing when he did that dive. You got hats off to him. Any match he has, you know, with CM Punk and now Jeff Hardy. I mean, look, for God's sakes, we saw Jeff Hardy's last match. He looked sloppy, he looked slow, it was horrible. We mentioned it. I think we even mentioned it earlier to some fans at a Wendy's. We said he's out of it, but, you know, Darby kind of made him look good in this match, and you got to give it to Darby. There was some great spots, you know, when Darby did the coffin drop on the ring apron and missed. That was a hard spot. We heard that. I mean, we heard it, and it was really hard, and you know that guy was in pain. That SOB takes as much pain than anybody. And
I knew he was a star from that first match with Jericho where he was handcuffed. That's, you know, we'll go look up that match, man. That's impressive.
But give it, listen, you gotta give Hardy some credit here. I mean, he did a swanton and miss off the steel step that he set up. I mean, that hurts too. For his age, come on, man.
That's why I said, to me, the second I saw that, it's automatic. Like I rated it, like, you know,
me,
a 4-star.
Personally, I don't understand the finish. I was expecting the other way, but do I like the finish? Yeah, it was a good finish, but I just didn't really think Jeff Hardy, if he wins the tournament, maybe, like you mentioned live, maybe this is his retirement tour.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I think this is his retirement tour.
I don't know.
They're going to let him have a something else to add to his resume, and that's it.
If you're advancing him, then yeah. But I still got my horse. I'm going with Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay.
That's just my pick, so we'll see where that goes. We'll see next week.
There should be some really good matches left on that. I mean, with that, Dynamite goes off the air. It was a good match that, you know, the Hardys and Sting and Darby all shook hands after the match. And then, of course, after that, for you, the night was over. But for us, it was just getting started because Dynamite would go off the air and Rampage would begin. And the first match that opened the show, I should say, was Death Triangle defeating The Butcher, The Blade, and Mark Queen. After the match, we also got to see the House of Black confronting Death Triangle, which I thought was very cool to see. We didn't get to see them fight, but for me, personally, everything I'm going to rate right now is going to have a higher rating because I was ringside for every one of these next segments. I wasn't 2 feet away. I wasn't 100. I was right there at the ring. I was at the ring when Jericho was talking, cutting a 20-second promo. I loved it because I'm feet away from a GOAT. You know what I mean?
It was good to have those floor seats.
It was nice, man. We upgraded our seats real quick, real easy. I enjoyed the match with Death Triangle. I'm not even going to go into the details. I gave it a 4-star because it's Death Triangle. They did the beautiful double team setup, all right? And then, of course, you have Pat climbing the top rope, dropping that finisher like only he can, man, looking beautiful. I mean, that thing is gorgeous when you're that close to the ring, man. How could you not appreciate that finish, man? Tell me.
I'm still giving this a 2-star. I didn't like it. Even though I like seeing it live, but yeah, you know, I've seen that already, so I'm still giving it a 2-star.
2-star. After that, we had a match between Shawn Spears. And by the way, guys, these are all Rampage spoilers. Rampage won't be on TV till tomorrow night. So if you don't want us to ruin the whole thing for you, stop watching right now because I'm going to keep doing the matches. These are now the Rampage spoiler part of the show. So we try to save you a little time. Maybe you don't want to watch Rampage this week, but you want to know what happened. That's where this comes in. Shawn Spears defeated Bear Boulder with a C4 and attacked him with a chair afterwards. I thought this whole segment was fun because I like Shawn Spears. I'm a fan. I only gave it a 2-star because, you know, the match was really short, but I give it a 2-star because it's still Shawn Spears. He came out, did his thing, beat the shit out of this guy with a steel chair, and there was a funny part of the match where Bear picks him up and you hear Shawn go, "Oh shit," or "Oh shit." I got that on tape too. Did you hear him say "Oh shit"?
And that's why I gave it a 2-star for that, because I think he's the funny in-ring worker. He was saying a bunch of stuff. So yeah, 2-star just for him saying all that stuff. But this was a squash match.
Absolutely, yeah, quick.
This is just something that I don't know why.
Just a quick fun match, just to give Sean a little rub, man. Make him feel good. He works with a new guy. Nothing crazy. After that, we had a match with, this was probably one of the better matches of the night. Ruby Soho defeated Riho to advance in the Owen Hart tournament. I actually had a lot of fun with this match. The ladies didn't make too many mistakes. There was hard-hitting action. Ruby Soho clearly shows that she's one of the top women in AEW. I didn't give it a 4. I wanted to give it a 4. I gave it a 3.5 because I had fun. I'm ringside. Ruby Soho. I was screaming WWE, show her what WWE does. That's what I kept saying. I said, show everybody what WWE does, baby. I don't think they like that. But I still said it. So, what are you grading this? A 1? 1.5?
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
2.5, okay.
I thought it wasn't bad, but, you know, I thought it was
fun. It was fun.
There was some spots that weren't that pretty, but I give it 2.5. You know, seeing it live, Ruby Soho, she did a thing, but you know, like I said, this match wasn't that smooth, so 2.5.
That snap suplex she had looked legit, though. She definitely looked better than Riho, in my opinion. Soho,
I think Riho did a little something here and there.
She did, but I think Ruby put on a better. I think she shined a little more in this match. Looked more tough. Looked more legitimate. Looked like a badass. After that, we had a promo that was an in-ring promo with Jade Cargill and Tony Schiavone. With her with the baddies, just talking some more shit. I'm not rating this promo. It was cool to see Tony Schiavone. I screamed at him, WCW. He looked like he gained a little weight, and he doesn't look too happy. He actually looked a little depressed. Did you notice that?
Looks like he got fatter.
Yeah, definitely. He's eating good in the neighborhood.
But this was a cool promo. I mean, we got the return to Chris Stanlander.
Yeah, it was nice.
She's gonna fight Red Velvet in Owen Hart tournament. So it'd be cool to see her. We haven't seen her in a long time since the injury. So it's gonna be really great. So this was a cool return. Even seeing Jade Cargill coming out like with her entrance and the pyros and all that was pretty cool too. So and seeing it up close, I mean, yeah, it was a cool experience for me. So. This for me, I gave it a 3 just because it was just cool seeing it live and right on the floor. So, and Chris Stanlander came back. So,
well, she didn't really come back. It was just revealed that Hikaru Shida was hurt during her match against Serena Deeb, and Red Velvet will now face Chris Statlander in the Owen Hart tournament.
She came out though. She came out.
Yeah, but I'm saying like for a match, you know, like nothing like that.
It was cool.
Yeah. It's fun to see her back. She's definitely also one of the more talented women in AEW. After that, we had the main event of the night, which was Scorpio Sky defending his TNT title against his former SCU teammate Frankie Kazarian. And also before this match, there was a segment between, I think it was on Dynamite that helped set this up for Rampage, between Sammy and Kazarian. I don't know if you caught that when you were watching the replay of Dynamite. If you were.
It was.
Yeah, a small little segment, you know, basically telling him his vlog sucks, get out of here, I don't need your opinion or help or anything. And then we go into the match. Scorpio Sky defeated Frankie Kazarian to retain the TNT title. It was a good match. I didn't appreciate the interference at the end, but I guess it served its purpose because it certified Scorpio Sky as a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. I like to cheat. I like getting help from Dan Lambert and Ethan Page, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. You know, that kind of attitude with Dan Lambert and the whole, you know. Kazarian looked good in this match, I thought. I gave it a 4-star match because we had a lot of wrestling. We had a lot of traditional locking up. We had counters. We had high spots. We had low spots. A lot of fucking melee. I thought it was a good action-packed main event. And I liked the fact that Scorpio Sky just proclaimed, you know, I'm the champ, I'm a heel, I don't care about you or SCU. SCU later.
I think first of all, let me just give this a 2-star. I thought Kazarian looked a little hesitant at times.
Okay.
I thought certain rollovers that he did weren't that smooth when they were doing the rollover exchanges back and forth. I thought it wasn't smooth. But I don't know where this is going. It seems like Sammy's gonna turn face again? I don't know. I'm just really confused at the whole outcome of what's going on here. So hopefully there's better clarification next week, because I'm a little confused. Like I really don't know what's going on. I don't think Frankie Kazarian is disappearing anytime soon. So we'll see where this goes.
Well, obviously he still wants his TNT title back, so that storyline's not going to go away. He wants his title back.
Yeah, but now you put Frankie in the mix. Now I gotta see where this goes. You know,
hey, it's probably gonna have maybe a triple threat match or something, or
hopefully not,
or a tag. Kazarian will tag with Sammy, and the fight. Ethan and
we'll see.
Scorpio and Sky.
We'll see where it goes. I don't know. I'm confused.
Overall, my friend, what are you rating Dynamite? What are you rating Rampage? Because I am dead tonight. We got home late. I had to wake up early.
Rampage, I gotta give it basically. I'm gonna give it a 1 star. And for Dynamite, I'm gonna give it, just because it delivered on certain aspects and where you just went there and everything, I'm actually gonna deliver a 4. Just because of the first match we was alive. I thought there were certain segments and things we didn't need to see, but definitely a 4. Yeah, very enjoyable. Like I said, very good Dynamite. I just didn't like the follow-up as much. I thought it was a 1, but very good very good Dynamite. Excuse me.
Yeah, I definitely can't give Dynamite a 5 or anything like that, but it was definitely at least a 4 because it was a fun show. We had a 5. Yeah. We had a 5-star segment and we had a 5-star match. So you had that MJF segment and you had that Adam Cole match. And that should be enough to suffice any wrestling fan who came there to have, a good time. Those two should have covered you. And you also got to see CM Punk. You got to see Hangman Adam Page. You got to see a little bit build up. You saw some more storytelling. But the MJF segment alone and that whole build up for that night, coming from the most magical place in the world, Long Island, which, by the way, that shirt was sold out. We had a chance to buy it, but the line was pretty big, so we didn't.
Pretty much.
When I went to buy it, the line was dead, but the shirts were gone. But I did walk out with something nice. I did walk out with an MJF figure with his autograph, which was cool.
Very awesome.
That was awesome, man.
Check it on your page. Everybody can check on your page.
There's a nice picture of Jay holding it.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button, too.
Yeah, you guys should all like, subscribe, follow. You hit me up on TikTok. Jay, drop your social for these people if they want to follow you on the ground.
Yeah, hit me up at All Over Jay. That's JAYY. So just hit me up on IG. You can find me there. If you have any questions or you want to talk about wrestling, hit me up.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions for us in general, you can leave a comment in the YouTube, Facebook, or any of our other social medias. If it's a question for Jay, you can leave it for me. I'll let him know live on the show. Maybe we'll answer your question live on air next time we go live.
Just leave us any questions.
What's your plans for tomorrow? Are you doing SmackDown or you're tapping out tomorrow?
Kidding me? Wrestling fans never tap out.
Oh shit. Okay. they don't tap out until somebody makes them tap out. So for now, he's good. So we'll see you guys probably tomorrow night for SmackDown, man. What's going to be, I'm sure, a 1-star SmackDown.
Maybe 1.5. We'll see.
Maybe. All right, guys. This has been Wrestling with Savage. Again, thank you for following us. And for any questions, concerns, go to WrestlingWithSavage.com, man. Check it out. And have a good night. God bless.
Good night. Hey.
Thank you for joining us, Jay. Have a good night, man.
Good night. Good one, all.